Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's me, once again, Great Taz, and today we got a new game review. Now, this game has been out since the beginning of June, basically June 1st for the pre-release opening, and then June 5th or 6th for overall opening. There was some testing back in early May, I think even in May and April, and I participated in that. And I kind of didn't say much just because I didn't want to get everyone's hopes up. So let's get out of this and get right into the game, shall we? Yes, folks, Diablo IV. It is out officially. It's been out officially since the 6th of June. And yes, I have played quite a bit. Now, I have not made 100. I'm not one of the freaking 200, 300 people. I think it is 200 to 300 people now at this point in time who has made it to level 100 on a hardcore world. So that's not me. As you can see here, I do have multiple characters in multiple positions of the game. Well, I have one that is 54, and then I have 4 other ones, one of each class, that is just after the prologue. I'm not going to play through the prologue because I am going to probably do a walkthrough of this game. Now, however, there is some major announcement. Blizzard did announce that to play the seasonal pass stuff, every season you will need to create a new character. Once the season is complete, you will be able to continue to play said character through the normal progression of the game. But any character you create prior to the season will not be able to play in that season spot. And as you can see here, you get a maximum of 10 slots, which kind of sucks. So if you go 10 seasons and want 10 characters, you're going to have to start deleting characters. Now, seasons are supposed to be 3 months long. We're not 100% sure. That is what they have told us, estimation. Now, Diablo 4 takes, to me, is a combination of taking Diablo 2 and World of Warcraft and shoving it together. There is an MMO portion to this game. This can be played with multiple players. Not massive, but it can be played by multiple players, and it is an open, quote-unquote, open world. There is certain limitations in the world. The world just doesn't go on forever. Sanctuary is a certain area, so you can go through this certain area at your leisure. So you can start. Once you get through the prelude, you have to do the prelude. It's the only thing. Until you get one, you have to do the prelude in any character at least once. And once you complete the campaign, you can no longer have to worry about completing the campaign. Again, you can skip the prelude and start right in the very first major city in Fractured Peak. So as you can see here, I do have 5 different characters. You can make your own character just by when you get in. You can create a new character. Right now, there is only 5 classes. People are suspecting that there will be a 6th and possibly 7th class because there is no class that brings the power of light into it. You do have the Necromancer, who kind of brings the dark, Sorcerer, who just uses magic. You do have the Barbarian, which is your basic melee fighter. You have your Rogue, which can be either a melee fighter or a ranged fighter, much better as a melee fighter. And then you do also have the Druid over here, which is a caster, a tank, a somewhat of a tank, melee fighter, and a somewhat of a DPS melee fighter. So it does have 3 different types of specs that you can kind of go. It's all depending on you want. The Barbarian is melee just straight. There is nothing else. It uses an arsenal of weapons, 2-handed blunt weapon, 2-handed slashing, piercing weapon, and then 2 single hip weapons, so it can carry up to 4 weapons at a time. The Rogue is similar. It can carry 3 weapons up to a time. It can dual wield and have a bow. The Necro, for equipment, has a main hand and an offhand, and that's it. Same thing with the Sorcerer and the Druid. Now, if you use a 2-handed weapon with either of these 3 characters, you automatically lose the offhand ability. Just to go into this a little bit more, we're going to show a little bit about the character creation here now. Now, you do have the choice of a feminine body or a masculine body. It does not matter. You can select that, and then you can select from some different presets. As you can see here, these are presets. These you do not have. Now you can take one of these presets and click finalize, or you can go ahead and customize, where you can get a whole bunch of skin tones from straight bright, almost pale white, to a dark brown, to someone that has melatonin issues. As you can see here, the dual color, I forget what this is called, that it's a kind of skin disorder. So you have just straight, or you can use one of these to put a little twist into here. Now you can choose multiple eye colors, from black to purple. You can have 4 different basic facial expressions, as you can see here. Those are your 4 oversets. Then you can have different hairstyles. There are 11 of them for the female, and I believe there's a little more for the male. There might be about 11. And then you get facial hair, depending on male or female body type. The females do not get any lip hair, chin hair, or sideburns, anything like that. So no beard. You can have multiple colors. You can have, we get a hair color, a hairstyle here. As you can see, black and white, red fire they call it, but it gets a little brown and red, poison, a little green in there. You got some multicolors, right? And then you got from here, from the chestnut, that's kind of where your multicolors stop, is start right in here. And then you got your basic straight colors too. Now, like I said, you got a bunch of facial hair. On that, you can change your makeup. As you can see, this makes it a lot easier. No offense to anybody that wants hair, but as you can see, you can change your makeup. Got 14 different makeup styles, jewelry styles. This is basically your earrings and nose rings. And then you have a bunch of tattoo options and different colors that you could put down for your tattoos. Flesh, blood, green moss. And then you can pick a hardcore, where if you die, you automatically die. Skip campaign will not be there the first time you go through. You have to complete the campaign with 1 character for this to appear. Clicking this will automatically skip the campaign instantly. You won't have to go through the prelude if you don't want to, and then you could put your character name. Now, just a quick go back. Now if we check out the male side and do the customization, all right, you still have all the same skin tones. You have 4 facials. You have all the same eye colors, 11 hairstyles, okay, also a level facial hair. So, and it affects more than just your eyes. Still have only 14 makeup options, still have 33 earring or jewelry options, and then you still have all the same of your markings. And then you can go to finalize, which you put in a name, and then go from there, and then you move into the prelude unless you have this option right here. So what I'm going to do is, there's a lot to Diablo 4, and I wanted to get a character to level 50 before I did this, 54 being where I am right now. So I'm going to go into a little bit that you see on here. Of course, you got your character creations and your different characters. You can move your characters up and down in orders of importance. As you can see there, I did with Bullzon and Jaslyn. There is a in-game purchasing shop that you can get right here. And this is the animation that has for the shop. Now, I have shown some of this on my streams. You can go to twitch.tv, Great Taz, to see what I have shown. Ooh, that is pretty cool. I am liking this sorcerer outfit. Now, this is a pretty cool sorcerer outfit. Now, the other ones have not been so but you can buy outfits like this. This is a special thing that you can't get unless you were part of the pre-release. And there's the pants, and there's the boots, or the pants. Oh, that was the gloves. My bad. And the boots way down there. Does have these things called platinum that you have to buy with little money. So there is that. This is a rogue. As you can see, each one of these are recommended for me. But as you can see, the symbol in the middle will tell you what it's for. This is for a mage. This is also for a mage. This one here is for a barbarian. This is for a necro. This is another mage one. This is a Swordic binding. It goes with the fractured magic accessories. There's a whole big full set. So these big gold ones are full big sets, and they also have a piece that goes on your back. It comes with some. You can spit special back pieces. You can get special emotes, and then you can get special headstones, which for hardcore, this is, you die once, it doesn't matter. And I've seen some people complaining that we're spending this and we're getting this on freaking, you don't need to use this. Honestly, this is more for overall multiplayer than it is. Each time the shop comes in, you have so many days to go ahead and buy it. Now you see the recommended, but you can go down here and scroll down here. You can see more. Death toll, ill-gotten gains, go with the test toll accessories. Gold or big equipment sets, as you can see here. This is a big equipment set right here. It has a helmet, a chest, hands, pants, legs. It comes with 2 different weapons, and then a special also marking or tattoo set that comes with it that you can use in the Transmog fire to actually be able to put this on, whether you put one on in the beginning or not. You can change this also, you can change at any point in time. So as you can see here, they have a whole grouping for barbarians, which this is another cool one for the barbarian. I like that one. Here are the druid ones. They got the Watcher in the Wilds, Thorns, and then the Sunken Treasures. They don't have there's a one like this. It's not on the list right now. That goes with the Heir to the Sea. I'm not quite sure. The Necro. Here's some of the Necro ones. Here is some of the Rogue ones. Some of the Sorcerer ones. As you can see, they're not all so great. This goes with the Host of Chaos. This is your special emote, special back piece, and also a special headstone. And then here are some different mount stuff that you can actually get also. And it shows you the cost of the item down here on the bottom. As you can see, there's another one, a couple new ones up here. It shows you what you get from it in this. So you get this mount. With that mount, with this package, you will get this armor. So that's what your armor will look like when you put it on. Your horses can be transmogrified. You can get this item here, which goes onto the back of your mount, or this one here, which this here is really nice. I like that one kind of for a necro. So I haven't bought it because I've only got one thing. And then there's this add-on, which they'll be having different types of add-on. This is the Crypt Hunter add-on. It comes with a special mount. It comes with that item there. Comes with the axe. That is a cosmetic for druids and barbarians. And then it comes with 800 platinum, which is pretty cool overall. And it costs $7 US. All right, this is the weapon for basically your mage, rogue, and necromancer. Those are the 3 that can use that type of weapon. It's a dagger. The other one is an axe. And then everyone can use the mount. Then you can put armor on it if you want or not. Now, like I said, they do have platinum. As you can see, here are the US dollar values of platinum. Basically, to get 800, you need to buy either 4 of these, which is $8, or you need to buy 1 of these and 2 of these, which is $9, which will give you 900. Or you could buy this one for $10 and get 1,000. So it's basically a penny per platinum until you get down into these extra ones where you get this little extra also. Again, 10,000 plus, which is 100 gold or 100 US dollars, and then you get an extra 1,500 free. I wish it was more like 2,000. That'd be better, but you know, they're trying to make a little bit of money. So there is the whole shop. Now, let's go ahead. Also over here, you can see in the turnaround, this is where you, if you've gotten there, this is where you can actually change your world tier or world difficulty and also delete your character. I won't show you the deleting character. Now, when you start off, you can have either adventurer or veteran. These are basically the easiest levels. Veteran, venture, basically everything's really easy to kill, and you can get through the challenges really quick. And it's very good for anyone who's never played any sort of Diablo or adventure RPG. The veteran is level 2. It does give you more experience. Monsters drop more gold, and that's for both of those. You can play are set up basically for level 1 through 50. To have a party, the party must all be in the same world tier. So if someone's in world tier number 4 and you're in world tier number 2, the world tier number 4 will have to come down to world tier number 2. You cannot be pulled up into world tier number 4. Now, Nightmare is where I've gotten. Now, there are some special things that you must do to unlock a few of these. And this is suggested for levels 50 to 70. And then you have to do a capstone dungeon in the Cathedral Light. Torment is basically suggested for levels 70s and above. And then you have to unlock completing the Fallen Temple capstone dungeon while in Nightmare in the Dry Steppes. Alright, and then you get special things like sacred and unique items can drop these are better than legendary. Your item is common, rare, common, magical, rare, and then legendary are the orders of your venture for adventurers and veterans. And then once you get into here, into World Tier 3, you can get sacred and unique. Now, sacred items are basically any of the 4 tiers I just listed, but they're sacred, which mean an item of a same value but is not sacred would be a little less more powerful, and unique items are exactly what they mean. They are technically unique. They are the next level up from what you would say legendary. And then you can see different things can appear in this. Now, monsters give 100% more experience, they drop 15% more gold, and monsters overcome 20% of all resistances, so they have a bonus of 20% resistance to all magic. Now, in Torment, ancestral items drop, and new unique items can drop. Also, ancestral, I've not got there, so I'm not 100% on what ancestral is, but basically the only change down here is they give you 200% more experience, and basically they have 40% resistance to all magic. So let's go ahead and I will show you a little bit about the other things in the game. Now we'll jump in here using my main, who is a necromancer. Now, we're in Kovashad, and you can see I already got a huge, small army of undead with me. And that's because, again, the way I'm playing this game is going to be different than the way you are playing this game. First, you got your character screen. This is your character screen where all your armor is, and offhands and jewelry items. You can see your stats, basic stats right here. Also in this, you can find a page of material and stats. This is even more stats, all right, that you can read into. You can learn each and every one of what each and every one of your stats actually can do. There is PvP section in here, but I think you got to get to World Tier 4 and complete the other webstone. I'm not sure. I'm not really interested. Plus, you have a whole tab of different type of materials that you can pick up. Now, a lot of these materials are used for crafting and making things or increasing the power of stuff. As you can see, I have little stars here in my equipment. I'll show you what that is about in a minute. You do have your own little profile where you can have a custom emblem. You can change your title and also be a part of a clan. You can edit this just by going in here and change your emblem just as simply as this, just going around just like that. And you can see it changes it here and there when you change it. So your title, again, like you said, you can edit that in here. You can anything when you complete something, you can see all these prefixes, and there's a whole bunch of suffixes also, as you can see here. And you get these by completing little quests and or doing renowned stuff overall, and I'll show you that. Now you got your basic symbol telling you what you are, your Blizzard net name up here, and what type of thing you are playing on. As I'm playing on a PC, that's what you see over here. Now this is different for each class. Necromancers have a Book of the Dead. This is a special thing, and then you can get, depending on the type of skeletons and skeletal warriors and skeletal mages that you have, depends on different abilities. Now you get to select these different abilities for each one of these skeletal mages, and then of course the golems. You have the 3 different types of golems also, and they each have a bonus that you can get, or you can sacrifice the ability to summon them and gain other abilities. As you can see here, if I sacrifice the ability to summon a bone golem, I will gain 12% increase in attack speed. But the thing is, there's 3 types of golem. I can only have one of these selected at a time. I cannot have this one, and this one selected. If I select this one down here for the iron golem, I cannot have either of these 2 selected for the bone golem. That also goes for your mages. You can only have one type of skeletal mage and one type of skeletal warrior at a time. Abilities, first is going to show you the Paragon tree there. This is your basic ability tree that you will see between level 1 and 50. You won't see the Paragon until you get to level 50. Each stage has 4 different main portions. These are your main attacks. These are what they consider your core attacks, basic attacks, core attacks, and then you come down in here to your special attacks. So these are Corpse and Macabre. These are your curses for the Decaro. These are corpses, more corpses and Macabre spells. When you get down here, this is where you get your ultimates, and then finally your key passives is the last thing in this tree. Now it does take a certain amount of points to go from here to here and then to get into here, so you got to put a few points into here before you can start getting anything here. A few points in between these 2 to get down to the first Corpse and Macabre, and then you also got to put a few you points again and everything prior to this to get down to curses, again to the Corpse of McCabe, and then down here and down here. You can only have one of these selected as a time. You can only have one ultimate at a time. As you can see, when I go over them, this one, Army of the Dead, this one come up with an X. I went over the Blood Wave, the other two came up with an X. This is your key assignment. These are your skills that you will be using during combat. You got for mouse and keyboard, your left mouse, right mouse, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. What you saw here is the Paragon itself. This is the Paragon table. As you can see, I've gotten into the upper portion of the Paragon. You get a Paragon point at level 50 and like every quarter. 50, 50 and a quarter, half, and 3/4, and then you get one at 51. And you can put each one of those in each one of these Paragons, and then you can go ahead and at certain points you will get to these little glyphs, like here, glyph sockets, and then you can pick up these different glyphs and use them in these glyph sockets right here. They all have different abilities to do. As you can see, this one's already in. This one would give me what is it, for every 5 dexterity purchased within the range, I get more critical damage. This is more, I gain damage against actual elites. Now this is a rare one, so the increase, this radius size is basically the radius around, as this one says radius size of 2, so that's 1, 2 away. This says radius size of 3, so that's 1, 2, and 3. So that would be a kind of a circle around it that would have to be in to get these abilities, okay? So for every 5, this one is undaunting. For every 5 willpower purchased within range, you deal +2 increased damage while you're fortified. Additional bonus, if you gain up to 10% damage reduction or more while fortified, you know, if you have an additional bonus, and the requirements for the additional bonus is to have a +25 willpower selected within range. So you have to, when you pick these, you have to look and see what you can do. As you can see here, there's a willpower there, and it looks like, if we zoom in a little bit, it looks like little helmet over him. So there's a willpower there, really that looks like it looks like there's only 2 willpowers. Oh, there's a willpower there. So 1, 2, 3 possible willpowers that you can get until you can increase the level of this somehow. Again, I've not figured that out to get the maximum, and then you would have to increase it 1 more at least to be able to get this one, and this one. So you can get a little bit more willpower in these and other things. It's just a matter of getting the right, basically, set up and get your points in the right position. There is a whole guild system, as I said. As you can see here, these are this is the guild that I am part of. And you can see this shows you that people who are online right now, this says that they are in the BattleNet thing, but they're not in game. If you see a character picture, they are also in the game. Well, it says they're in D4, but I don't know why it don't show a character. Then you can look at people's profile by doing this. You can see what the character they are playing. As you can see right here, this is the 13th tanker. Different weapons that he's carrying. He is playing a barbarian. See the title he has a custom icon and what clan they are part of. You can do this to any player, and their level is level 40. As you can see here, we'll go with McLeod. He is 47. He is playing a druid, and you can see the gear and equipment he is wearing. He's wearing pretty much all legendary gear here. As you can see, when we looked at the 13th, you can see he is wearing some rare and some legendary gear. Legendary is the highest level gear that you can get basically in your before you hit world tier level 3. And then there is a news feed of what people have done in the clan. Now you have more stuff in here like map. This map shows you your quests and stuff like this. Alright, Nightmare Dungeons is showing me there are Nightmare Dungeons. You have priority quests, you have side quests, and then these are campaign quests here. That won't show up for me because I don't have any more campaign quests to do. And then you can see them all like this. Collections is a bunch of different stuff. Challenges and Codex of Powers. Codex of Powers are little powers that you can add on to equipment through a special ability. I'll show you that in a little bit. You can select different things for mobility, utility, resources, stuff like that, and then you can see them all, and then you can show ones just for the current class you are playing. There is a total of 115 of these currently, and you can see there's 35 just for a Necromancer. So you got a whole social button. These will show you people that are on your friends list, people that are local to you, i.e. in like the town that I currently am in, and then this will show you you all your clan members that are basically logged in to Battle.net in one way, shape, or form, and then the people who are in your clan are actually playing the game currently. Again, I already went over the clan. The shop is just the same as you see when we are on the main menu, and then basically your game menu is right here. You can return the game, all kinds of options with sound, gameplay, controls, your social settings, and then your accessibility. You can see the credits. I'm not going to sit here and go through this. I on stream I waited 5 minutes after I did my credits, and it took forever. You can leave the game or exit the game altogether. Leave the game will take you back to the main menu. Exiting the game will actually take you out of the game completely. So to get out of this menu, we'll hit exit. Now while we're in Cursive Ad, I'll show you a few things here. You have your map. As we looked at it before, you can zoom way out, and as you can see, there is a really huge map. Now map is broken down into 5 major regions. As you can see over in here, there's region 1. The first one you start is Fractured Peaks, then you got Sloshglin, you got Dry Steppes, Kahenjistan, and then over here Halawazar, which is a whole nother area. And then the big name cities like this, Zabaritz, here you've got Kakofasad, Kenbradru. These are the capitals of the zone. So if you hit your T button, which you'll see here in a minute, it will take you back to these here. And now I don't have the capital, which is over in here for this one yet. So if I hit T to teleport back to a capital, it's going to teleport you back to the primary capital, which is Kovazad. And then again, collect collections and stuff. As you can see, there is a lot here. You can open a journal, which is this over here with your Q. You can filter by turning stuff off, waypoints off, dungeons off, strongholds off, events, whispers of the dead. That's what you start after you get a campaign. Claimed altars of Lilith, as you can see here, they're all gone. I put those back on. As you can see, they appear. Vendors, this will be like in a city zone. You'll see all the vendors go away. Stash and wardrobe will go away, and they're all the things that you can make on your minimap come or go away. So while we're in here, one place that you will visit plenty of will be the Blacksmith. The Blacksmith has the ability to upgrade weapons and armor, and it also has the ability to dismantle. So dismantling will take any of your items, which I don't have any spare items right now, and it will tear it apart for materials that you can use to upgrade. Now you upgrade by putting the weapon in here, and that you have to have these certain items to be able plus some gold to be able to upgrade. Now, as you can see here, I have one item that is a 4 out of 5, and this one is at 3 out of 4. Rare items or legendary items can only be upgraded to tier 4, we'll call it, where sacred items get another one. I believe unique. I do have a unique. Give me a moment. Let me run over here. I think I do have a unique. Let me run over this. While I'm over here, this is your stash right here, this box. If you have a city that has these 2 icons in the minimap, this is your stash where you can get into. You can have up to 4 tabs. So this is a sacred unique helm. I'll show you that. And you can see here I have all kinds of, there's a sacred legendary item, and I have all kinds of different. As you can see, the sacred items have like little light coming down from the top, as where unique right here, Mother's Ring, does not. As you can see in the difference, this is unique, but this is a sacred unique. So there is some differences in some of the stuff that you see, and you can see here's a bunch of rare stuff. You have gems. They are working on a different tab or something to put your gems in, which will be nice. And in the long run, there are at least 4 levels of gems that I've seen from other people. I've not got high enough to get to the 4th level, but as you can see here, level 15, and then when you get to 20, you make these. Level 40, you make these. I think 60 or 75, don't quote me on it, is when you make the 4th level of gems. Over here is the Transmogger. As you can see, you can change the look of the way your character looks, and this will always look, your character will always look this way, from your items and your weapons and back items too. As you can see here, this is the beta wolf, and this is one of the items that I did get through returning champion. That is basically one of my Twitch drops, the Twitch drops you can get, and this is a returning champion, which is also a Twitch drop there. You can save up to 4 different ensembles or 5 different ensembles, but each one costs more gold as you go. So let's go ahead and run back over here and do a quick look. Now there is a person who you can upgrade your jewelry, aka rings and necklaces, or amulets as they are called in this game overall. But as you can see here, if we want to upgrade this can get up to as a sacred unique, so we could upgrade it 5 times, as you can see in the top of the description there, 1 out of 5, just like we can do a sacred rare. So that means this could probably be up to 5 times. Here, if you have any damaged equipment, you can go ahead and repair it. This is for directly inventory. You can make things junk junk by pressing the spacebar in your inventory like so. And then when you come to here, if you click all junk, it will disassemble. It will also say, hey, you are doing something that is either magical or greater. Do you really want to do this? And then you can say yes or no. You can do all common, all magical, all rare, or all items that are in your inventory. Speaking on the inventory, I didn't go over this earlier, but you have 4 different tabs. Currently, I did mention this kind of a little bit about gems. You have consumables, which are all your potions and stuff like that, and a special key that you get through, aka the gambler, we call it. You got a tab for quest items, and then a tab for aspects, which are the other things that you can actually put on your equipment through a special guide. Each major city will have this person here, which is a healer. She will fill up your health and all your potions. You'll find a person also like the Alchemist here, where you can upgrade your potions and make other elixirs, as you can see. You can also refine resources by taking 1. As you can see, the Gowine, it takes 5, and we can turn it into a bitter berry. You can craft incense by using different materials right there, and it tells you what it does. Use it gives strength. Nearby players last 20 minutes, and this is something that's put down and can only be used after level 50, and everybody gets this buff for 20 minutes as long as they spend a couple moments in there. Now, I did mention about the gambler that is down here. It's not really a gambler. It is kind of a purveyor of curiosities. In here, you can come along and you can buy different things. As you can see, some of these things have a chance to give me a sacred boots or a sacred cap. Now, if it doesn't show this, you won't get sacred. You'll get a standard anything between common and legendary from this player just for this certain amount. In the boots, as long as it has that light system in it, I can get anywhere from common to legendary standard or common to legendary sacred. You can get sacred common items also, so you can get any of these, and this is where you get the whispering keys. Those keys are for a special chest that are out in the world that you can find from time to time. Now, when you first get to this zone after completing the prelude, you'll have to come over here and talk to Lorthrod. He will bring you this. This is your stable master. You have to complete a certain quest. You have to get to basically complete Act 3. You don't have to complete Act 1 or 2, but you have to complete Act 3 to be able to open up your horses. And then you can see here, this is a different type of horses that you can get, the type of armors you have available, and the different type of trophies you have available. Now, you can also buy from here. Sometimes you can buy mounts, and then sometimes you could buy different types of armor. As you can say, that's 5.8 million gold. It's quite a bit. Horses are usable in all zones in the overworld, so you can't use them in hell, and you can't use them in either cellars and or dungeons. Cellars are just mini dungeons. It's just a one-room dungeon. In this room, we have, you see, a gem and a rings and amulet. You can buy rings and amulets from this player over here and sell them. Over here is where you can upgrade your gems. You can remove a gem from a socket. You can add sockets to an item, or you can upgrade your jewelry right here. As you can see, this one is already maxed out, but we could upgrade either one of these two or this ring here. And also, it only goes up to 4. So Sacred actually adds a 5th slot to be upgradable too. So everything before that can only be upgraded 4 times to include unique items. Over here is where you can use your aspects and or codes of power. To get an aspect, you take a legendary item or greater. So you can't take this unique item and put it in here. It can only a legendary. And basically the orange print that is down here on the bottom, it says Bone Spirit deals damage increased based on the dish. That'll pull it off this item. Also in the process, it destroys the item. You extract it, you will get an aspect, which is a little thing you can add onto it later in using the imprint. It'll be under the aspect portion here. The Codex of Powers will bring you into your Codex of Powers that we looked at earlier. You can enchant a rare or legendary item if you have basically a special material called the Fiend Rose, and you can change one of these stats that is already on the legendary and or rare item. There's a lot to this if you didn't notice. There's 2 more people that you'll run into, major people or that are going to be in every other major city. And that is your weapons dealer. As you can see here, he even sells some sacred magic items. And these are not going to be cheap, not by a handful. They're going to cost a lot. And then your armor vendor also. And then they can also sell sacred items too. So there is a lot to be able to go through and or get. So here we're back on the main menu. I did that by leave the game from the in-game menu. Here we go. You can also look at your characters in here by scrolling your mouse wheel and zooming around. You can undo a character delete by hitting R. As you can see here, and it's only the most recent character that you can delete. Now you can delete any character just by clicking on them and then click delete the character, and then you have to type in the character's name for it to delete. I am not deleting anybody, so don't think about it. I want to play through a lot of this game with all these to learn all the classes. I will probably make tutorials for each class, but I'm going to make a tutorial or a playthrough for YouTube here just to play through the game and the campaign. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you like that idea, go ahead and make sure you comment down below. And while you're down there commenting on you like it, why don't you click like if you think this video was good and informative. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and take a moment to click that subscription button. And then if you want instant notification or notifications for everything that I upload on this channel, make sure that you click that notification bell, personalized to all, to get notifications for all items that I upload onto this channel. Now, to the final bit before we end this video, what do I think of Diablo 4? The graphics, honestly, I'm working on a GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes. I'm running on an i5 7th gen computer. I got 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you've pretty much seen it here. Now, my options are not maxed out by far. I mean, I can go much further into the options and go much further into everything. There is quite a bit of ability that I can go in through here. As you can see here, everything is on high or highest quality. As you can see, I am playing on a very high quality setup, and this is with a GTX 1060 6 gigabyte GPU. That right there is telling you that this is a pretty refined system, and I'm playing it at almost maximum graphics ability. Now, you could probably play this at much better on 4K or stuff like that, guess, and get even more detail. But for HD 1080 right here, it's pretty damn good in my opinion. Graphics great, the gameplay is great. Again, there are a few minor nicks or issues in here, and the Diablo team is taking a lot of these things to heart and listening to what a lot of the players are. Like, the biggest complaint of early on in the game was the gems. They take up one gem, however it can stack, but it does take up a whole slot of where you could put equipment, and a lot of people were complaining, oh, I get full halfway through a dungeon, now I have to teleport back, sell everything off, put all my gems into my stash, and then teleport back. So it's taken me away from the dungeon somewhat. There is problems with it, there are issues with it, and they are working on a whole system for seasons, kind of like they did with Diablo 3. And then I read somewhere that Diablo 4 looks like the original version they were talking about releasing for Diablo 3. God only knows, I don't. Only the people at Blizzard and Diablo team knows what their original inspiration and what they were going to release for Diablo 3. So overall, the game is stunning. The action scenes are stunning. The combat is just like in any of the Diablo games that I've played. It is click on the mob and just hold. You don't have to continue to click, and you will continue to attack. Use your abilities. As in a necro, let your minions go and beat on things. Druids also get to wolves. And in this one, kind of like Diablo 2, where you could actually play a multiplayer. But the difference between this and Diablo 2 when it comes to multiplayer, I can play this character solo, but I can play it in a group. And the big difference between that is because they made the world an MMO style world where multiple people are playing in the world at the same time. They're just not playing together. They're not in the same quote unquote instance always as everybody else playing. There is a whole system of being able to play Diablo 4 with multiple players. You can have a party of up to 4. Some people were hoping you could have a party up to 5, so you can have one of each class, but they settled at 4, and well, overall it's a pretty awesome game. And I really do enjoy it, or I wouldn't have played a character to 54, and then 3 other characters to basically 7. These guys are just shy of level 8. You'll make a level 8 if you go through the prelude, and I suggest going through the prelude with each character because that gets you right to level 8 just by going through there, and you will start off, especially, well, you have to your very first time, but it'll give you some more gold and some lower level gear that you will be quite able to use overall. Now, if you take a character like this and skip the campaign, you won't have to, that you've already started and got through the prelude, you won't have to do any of the campaign, and you'll be able to start doing the Whispering Tree whispers right from the beginning, which is a whole nother area that could be covered in a completely different video. But with all that folks being said, I am going to get on up out of here. I have made this a very long video, unfortunately, and I hope you stuck around to the end. Again, if you did, please make sure to click that like, especially if you think this was informative and a good video. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscription button. This is Great Taz saying, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Maybe we'll get together and we'll cleanse Sanctuary.